process is another element that must be considered in the negotiation planning. What would be a fair and balanced negotiation process? Well, intuitively, we know when a process is unfair. For example, if there is a much higher number of negotiators on one side of the table than on the other, the fact that one side is underrepresented is by itself an intimidation factor. Another example is the place where the negotiation meetings are happening. It can be an uncomfortable place for one negotiation side, like a football team playing out of its town, surrounded by other things, fans. It can also be uncomfortable due to the local environment conditions. There are known tactics of turning the air conditioning on the highest level or turning the heating off to shorten a meeting that should last longer, or not providing regular meeting breaks, etc. The negotiation process includes not only the negotiation meetings, but all the communications between the negotiators before and after these meetings. Emails exchanges, phone calls, preliminary informal meetings, messages passed by common acquaintances that are not participating directly in the meetings, and even in complex and higher profile negotiations, newspaper, social media, TV that can reach not only the negotiators, but also their influences. For example, negotiation involving countries not only involves their diplomats or government officials, but also the press and the general public. A well-structured and direct communication between the negotiators in and out of the negotiation meetings is considered a negotiation good practice, facilitating the joint options brainstorming and the achievement of the negotiation objectives. But there are negotiators that use tactics like causing discomfort, as we discussed previously, and also intimidation, not only through a higher number of negotiators, but through ostensive power demonstrations, sometimes even displaying force. In the short term, these tactics can help achieving good results for the intimidators, but almost always in the long term, they prove ineffective and counterproductive. They undermine the negotiators' relationship, generating frustration and often a willingness of revenge. This is not good at all. The negotiation process itself may constitute an item to be negotiated. If the negotiators don't reach an agreement on how to conduct the negotiations, they may not happen. The legitimacy can also be used as a starting point for the establishment of a negotiation process. For example, it may be defined in a previous agreement, or the negotiators can decide to repeat a communication model used in a previous similar negotiation. Thus, one avoids discussing too much how the negotiation process will be and concentrates efforts on achieving good negotiation outcomes. When starting the negotiations, if the relationship between negotiators is very bad, or they don't reach an agreement on how to negotiate, usually an external person is called, more or less neutral, who will act as a facilitator of the negotiation process. If this person or institution is considered trustworthy, knowing the negotiators and the subject being negotiated, the chances of a well-succeeded negotiation increase significantly. We'll continue in the next video.